Introduce yourself and you'll go. Hi,
Hello, hello, hello.
welcome. I'm Vera from my healing house, where I specialize in finding root causes of symptoms.
I am Teresa Collins, a blended spirit. My jam is transformation. I love watching people transform, light up, find their potential, unlock their gifts, and light up this world, actually.
Perfect. That sounds good. So, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, we pulled some cards before we started, and the cards were success, abundance, and enthusiasm.
Oh, I see. So that's how you got your topic. Okay.
Well, yeah, why not? We could have a topic that way. Or you got
All
another
right.
topic? I also
No,
got
that's
fulfillment.
perfect. So I
I just
will talk about my two cards that I
You
pulled.
tell me about your two cards.
I pulled Queen of Air,
Okay.
independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in the situation. And card 13, which in this case, it's a release for Archangel Azrael, the end of phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on.
Ooh, I like those two. Let's talk about time to move on. That feels pretty right. I think everybody is moving to next level of ascension right now. They're leveling up. So what does it look like when it's time to move on?
Well, I suppose you balance the books and you put certain things on the shelf, and at certain themes, when you're ready to do it, that's how it is for me. It's just signs are there. They're showing up. Back in December, the right side of my body was experiencing quite a bit of pain. It was started with hip, and then someone brought to my attention, watch your knee, and my shoulders started to hurt. So I thought, okay, the right side of the body is all about the father energy. And so today, coincidentally, and we scheduled this for the astronomical alignment of Saturn and Sun conjunction. It felt like it was time to just wrap up the books, put that on the shelf, put that behind, release it, and go. And I got what I wanted. So send the messages out there. They will be answered one way or another when the time is right.
Yeah, I've had a lot of old anger come up lately.
Okay.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, right. And we're talking physical symptoms. I'll maybe share too much, but I have a bladder infection right now. So that usually means that you're pissed off about something. So I dig in. So what am I pissed off about? And some of this is like decades old.
Yeah.
So, and that feels gross to some, that feels exciting to me because that means it's time to come up and out. Things that were buried far beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Now they're ready to be healed. So
And I'm getting shivers. Yes.
I
You
love
hit the
it.
nail on the head. It is exciting. And that's what people are afraid of, symptoms, and they worried. And I used to worry because I didn't know what it meant. But all these are messages, right? So
Yeah.
at the event we did together, people were asking me, well, where are the messages from the body? Well, they're everywhere all the time. You feel it could be a belief that shows up, or an emotion, or the body symptom. The messages are always there. Do you read them? Do you
Mm-hmm.
receive them? And do something about it is the question.
Yeah, right. Because you can and being a healer myself, I can heal it. But when I can't heal it, oh damn, I gotta dig in. Fine, what's going on? What's happening? And my little like neon sign the other day was I'm grumpy, I'm bitchy. Why? And I was like, oh, this is old. Right? It didn't relate to today. Today's amazing. So this is old. So I see you, I love you, I release you. Please let's heal it.
Just talk to your body, talk to the symptoms. And we can do it. Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
However, there are times that it's kind of nice to have other person to do it. And I did that today. I called up someone and I scheduled this appointment actually 5 months ago. I couldn't believe how timely it was. And that's how I like this talk with okay, when should we see? Okay, 20th. Wow, that's interesting. Like, why 5 months? Why do I have to wait 5 months? But it needs to kind of like ripen, and then you can see more stuff coming in. There's
Yes.
a man that I know, and I just admired him for his fatherly energy and how beautifully he deals with everyone. Doesn't matter. Speaking of anger, so for me, it's not so much, well, anger, impatience really is just a different name. For me, I feel it like impatient, like, come on, get it
Yeah.
out of you. Um, but I watched him for the last 3 years, and it's like, oh my God, he's just got this endless patience. And that's what I wanted today for me. So I did tap into that fatherly, calm, balanced energy, just treating everyone where they're at with kind and love. So that's what
Yeah.
I kind of got today. What did you get?
Yeah, no, and I feel that that's more that divine masculine that
Yeah,
we're kind of craving in everybody,
yeah.
that holding the space, that strength, just feeling fully supported, right? Whether it's by others or by yourself. That's amazing.
But at the same time, I had to kind of go back, and as you were saying, like this was decades old,
Yeah.
and examine the relationship with my father and all the events that kind of happened and the sadness about it, because there was a lot of sadness associated with that. So yeah,
Yeah, and I think that's so important that you and I are sharing this today, Vera. People think that,
definitely.
we're at this level of healing that we don't need to do our healing, but I got to do it every week.
If not every
Personally,
day. Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Not
totally.
every day. And I call on people for help too. I have 3 solid healers that I call, and if I can't catch it, right? Like I'll do my work first, but if there's a blind spot, or you were so instrumental in helping me with some feminine problems last time we met, which by the way sorted itself out this month.
Beautiful,
So anybody who
beautiful.
wants to know about that, watch Soul Talk 1. But yeah, just listening to that body and getting the help and being okay to ask for the help when you need it. It doesn't mean it's a weakness, it's actually strength, right? We are here to help each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And the judgment is just not there. So well, I just talked to someone yesterday for a really long time, and he had certain belief system. And so out of that conversation, I felt that anytime I watch something that isn't right, I don't have to offer advice. I don't have to do anything for them unless they ask me, but just a gentle, when you know better, you do better. That was
Mm,
like, that felt right to me, to put that judgment aside and just kind of understand compassionately what it feels like when someone is being taken over by old memories, old emotions, old belief systems.
yeah, I love that. When you know better, you do better. Thanks for bringing that piece to the table today.
Yeah,
We
it,
just never know where we'll unwrap these soul talks, eh?
it's old, but it feels different. When
Mm.
I now say it, now I get it, that compassion and the judgment that it's there. And yeah, it definitely, we are moving forward and releasing and getting to the higher level of understanding and being. And yeah.
Yeah, evolutionized wise, a lot of people are. I got a lot of downloads this week as well. Things that I'd heard before, but then I heard it in a new way. It's so cool how that happens.
It's on a different level, like you really get it. I get
Yeah,
it. Like, yeah,
yeah,
just take it all in.
yeah. I'm working with the chakra system again in a whole new way.
Hmm. Hmm.
And one of the things that was brought to my attention is we actually enter through the heart chakra, um, as opposed to the root. So
Okay.
I've been working with a lot of starting at the root, starting at the basics, starting the security now. And I don't know if it's now or just I'm willing to open to it. I've realized it all comes through the heart. So if the heart is open, then everything else will start to heal.
I'm into that. That's all I can say. And yesterday, what came up was I was actually working on two people that are. It was a guided meditation I went through, but because of these two men that I can spend hours talking to, and one is so much into Bible, and the other one is so much in the law. I sent a prayer for them to, well, first unwrap the wires around their heart, so and take the nose out of the books and just start living, relax into it. And I saw a basket above my head first when I did this meditation. There were peach and cotton. And I was asked later, what does that mean? I said, I don't know. Your interpretation is as good as mine. I don't know what it means. But then later, I saw wheat, just, beautiful, healthy wheat. And I thought the attempt here is to look for what's good and what's bad and separating the wheat from the chaff. And it's just that old energy, that judgment that we have. And so, yeah, taking the wires off the heart and going through the heart. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
And
about the
learning
heart.
to receive, right? Our
Yeah.
cards with success and abundance. The first step there is learning how to receive, right? If we can't receive the gifts of the universe, the help from friends, the joy that is actually sitting there waiting for us, it's going to be really hard to tap into this success and abundance.
Completely agree. And it always comes up. It has years ago, and it's just always about, are we able to receive, and how do we receive, and what do we receive? So I did mention to you, if it's okay, I can just talk briefly about this Saturn and Sun conjunction.
Oh, yes, please.
I have no idea if it's in my chart, but I think as everything, the theme is there. So people born in this conjunction have difficulty to express themselves. They are not comfortable as the center of attention. They need to be recognized and accomplished, but they don't like to be in the limelight. They're generously serious, but they have a hilarious, sarcastic sense of humor. They're not over dramatizing or let loose. They're kind of conservative, strict with high expectations, but they do loosen up with maturity. And they learn from every experience in life.
So it feels like on the darker side of that, they'd always be battling themselves. But on the lighter side, they'd find the balance in all.
Exactly. So that's when you were talking about the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And the seriousness, the lightness, and the combination, and that brings abundance. And I was also going to, when I was thinking about us getting together again, doesn't matter if Teresa is working on the business or I'm working on the symptoms, it all has impact, and it lifts, that tide will lift all the boats. So whatever end you start with from, and sometimes it's actually better to start somewhere else than where the problem is. What's your experience about that? Food for thought. Sorry.
Well, I think
Put you on
bringing
the spot.
two different aspects to the table are good. I was a little confused about Teresa working in the business, you working on the symptoms. Explain that to me.
Oh, I thought that, but your main focus is working with people who have business and helping them with their businesses.
Oh no, I work with everybody. Yeah.
Everybody. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The thing with my practice is usually people find entrepreneurship through it.
Okay.
So what I really help women find, and mainly women, is independence and freedom.
And
Right.
creativity.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. So that usually can invokes having their own business at some point, but not all of them, right? Or just bringing joy in the job they currently have, right? Some women work in high level government jobs, and they don't want to leave that job. So we just work on what the impact is, manage stress, how they can use their intuition in a day-to-day basis, not just leaving spirit at the door.
Right.
Yeah.
And so your life is your business.
Yeah, my life is my business. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Right. So, and the symptoms shows up, and it's all going back and forth.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a big piece, right? Because when you work in your own thing, you don't just close the door. And often even people working from home for other people, there's no separation anymore. Right. So even though they are working for somebody else as a job, their life and business interact all the time. So managing those two pieces is very important.
That brought a little feeling I had not long ago where I kind of wished, I wish that I was better at my position when I used to be in corporate, that I was, a little bit more outgoing. rather than, okay, this is my task, I'll do the task. But that creativity would be enthusiasm, and that's what you start in abundance. And the promotions, they kind of come with that too.
Yeah. Yeah, enthusiasm is so much greater than we realize.
Okay.
Especially when we're talking about manifesting the life we want, right? When we get ridiculously excited about something, everybody else gets ridiculously excited with us. And then now we have like everybody thinking the same things working for us. And that just creates the impact of bringing it much faster. When
Yeah,
yeah.
feels like it starts bubbling and then ideas start coming. Like you create that environment for freedom of thinking and being to enter. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally agree.
opportunities, open communication. Often, I mean, I live my life ridiculously excited, to be honest. And
I saw that. I know. I had so much fun. Yeah, here I was like, seriously, you and here's Teresa. So, and yet my life purpose is enthusiasm, the gate
yes,
16. So yes, in order for me to live my purpose, I need to be aware of that enthusiasm. Yeah.
yeah, and you were mentioning earlier that you're feeling more grounded today, and that was a different energy for you. I think in the enthusiasm we can also be grounded. Um,
Well, I tell you what, I think that it comes from that channel 1020, and it's kind of like where there lives a little bit of artificiality, and I wanted to leave that artificial enthusiasm kind of behind. You
I
know what I
gotcha.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
more like, okay, what's behind the mask of
yeah,
enthusiasm? Yeah,
yeah.
there's a seriousness. Let's admit it.
Yeah, I love that. And I like that idea of leaving the artificial, right? The fake it till you make it, it just doesn't work.
Yes. Yeah.
There's definitely a thing in adjusting your mindset, and thinking in a positive way, inviting in a positive way. But this false putting icing on something that's not really truth isn't going to work for people anymore.
Oh, I love that because that's suppressing the symptoms, and that's what
Yes.
happens with symptoms a lot. We have learned how to go first and take something to suppress rather than
Mm,
go through it, learn through it, feel it, and go to much deeper healing just
yeah.
without the band-aids, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not easy. I
No.
get you. And also divine timing, right?
Well, we should talk about bravery then, because I tell you, it's really brave. It's courageous. It's courageous to just say, hey, this is not quite working. What do I have to do? And once you start asking these questions, the help is right there.
Yeah. And the card I pulled was compassion. So having compassion for yourself as you go through this, because you're not broken. It's not bad. It's not like I I didn't do anything wrong because I haven't healed these things yet. I just wasn't ready till now, and that's okay.
Absolutely. That's the biggest one. Nothing, the body did what it needed to do. It protected you, it looked after you. So don't be mad at it. Don't be frustrated with it. It's just sending a message to you. And some stuff, as you were saying, it's really, really old.
Hmm.
So don't expect that things will be right there on the surface. You gotta dig.
Yeah. Because I mean, we were really just taught shove it down,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah. Suck it up, swallow it, bite your lip, get to work. And sometimes that's all you could do. I mean, really, when my kids growing up, they had extreme challenges. And if I
Okay.
gave myself the time of day to wallow, that wouldn't have served anyone at the time, right? It had to be shoved down at that time, right? There was priorities. So, and I'm sure there's people watching right now that's their life too. They don't have the time to actually dig in and reflect. So it's okay if sometimes you have to swallow a little bit.
Totally. I feel about mothers with young children so much because I've been there. I
Yeah.
know how hard it is to focus and to even know see the patterns. It's hard for them, but please just keep a diary or a little notebook because all these things will add up. You will see the light, just yourself reflecting on your day, how you felt and how you lost it.
Mhm.
and why you lost it, like what, and if you don't want to do and repeat that pattern, and there are things you have to do to uncover. Totally.
Yes. And if you need help, please reach out because it's hard when you're stuck in the thick of
Yeah, we are here. We are ready and willing,
it.
and at the point where we've gained a lot of experience. We've been doing it for a really long time.
Yeah, I love it. It feels like we got a telethon going here. Like, okay, and the line's going now. Who's calling in?
Oh, I wish it was
Yeah,
that way. Let's do that next time,
maybe.
because
Yeah, right.
that's what I love to do. It's just, we have a problem. What can we pass a message today? What is the message today? What do you need to look at?
Yeah,
And gently to just bring it to people's attention.
yeah. I love
Perfect.
that. Bring back the old radio shows where you could call in, eh?
Yeah.
Ha ha, something is a brewing. You just never know. I
Oh,
love
for
it.
sure. Yeah. And we can do it in workshops or whatever. It's the opportunities are there.
Yes,
So
excellent.
very
Okay,
good.
let's
Feel
pull another
complete?
card. I think maybe
Or
one more thing. You
okay, sure.
pull one more card and let's chat it out.
All right. Well, you
I'm gonna
go
make you work.
first.
Oh,
I'll
do you have the cards in front of you?
oh, I have lots of cards.
Nice.
Okay, there's another one of these.
I'm gonna pull a moonology one. Because the
Okay.
moon is such a prevalent force in our life. We can see it, we can feel it, we can bask in it. Ooh, and it's talk less and feel more is our advice from the moon.
Could you please repeat that?
Talk less and feel more.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. And I'm getting Ace of Earth, the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents, and contracts.
Ooh, baby. So we've had a lot of abundance and success going on. So anybody watching this, that is your message too. You're going to have abundance and success. And definitely feel into that. I love this idea of feel into it because like we were saying, we've been so good at ignoring our feelings, so good at just moving through. Some of us have forgot to even connect to the body, right? And we've just lost that communication skill. So even just, and it doesn't mean that it has to be sad or happy or whatever. Just, hey, how's my body feeling? Okay, is
And
it
I'm
feeling
getting
tired? Sorry.
yeah, I'm getting shivers because it connects to the Queen of Air, objective decision making, clearing away that no longer serves you. It feels to me that it's connected to this card I just read.
Oh, I agree. Yes, because your body will tell you what you're ready to get rid of, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. And be careful about the documents and contracts. We do glance over. It is an energy that you're committing yourself to something. So yeah, it's a good advice. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So maybe just paying attention to what we're committing to, paying attention to maybe prioritizing ourselves.
Yeah.
And that commitment to energy to self as well. Like, don't just keep putting yourself to the side because everybody else needs you.
You know, I do have to share this. I don't have to, but I will. It was a money I was giving to someone, and the message was just so. And he asked me for some change, and it was an interesting exchange. But that's what the message was to him. We need you. The children need you. Get your act together. You know, be here for us. Like we really need you. And so, anyway, it's just what you said, and I thought exactly. We need you. Everyone's needed.
Wow. Definitely leveling up, my friend. You've got lots going on. I love it. You want to
Thank
tell
you.
somebody really quick how can they work with you if they would like more after this?
My healing house at outlook.com is the best way to just shoot me an email, and we'll talk and we'll see what we can do, or myhealinghouse.com is what you can find me.
Sweet. Blended-spirit.com. You can book a free 15-minute chat for me, and we can see what kind of comes up from there. I find them most interesting little chats when we have these 15 minutes to delve into. So whether it's a one-on-one or a class, we'll figure it out. Perfect. Yay.
Lovely. All
And
right,
we'll keep
take
doing
care,
this, I
everyone.
think, once a month. This is kind of
Yeah,
fun.
I
Again,
think so. We'll keep
well,
it going, and we'll see what it feels like. We'll feel into it.
yeah, we'll see what comes up. I love it.
All
Thank you
right,
so
take
much, Vera.
care.
Bye.
Bye bye, everyone. Okay.